Tony boy, back again.
Hey, TNT boys are back.
Brilliant, man. Thank God, mate. It's been too long, so it has.
Tommy got to jail, so we had to take a couple of days off.
Tommy was away on his holiday. Aye, man. Back with a bang, mate.
Yeah.
Obviously, completely new setting, new platform and stuff, but doesn't take anything away for the pod at all, mate. I'm
No,
buzzing.
as I said, I think until I think I'll be back summertime for a wee visit. We'll get into the studio and get a good catch up then. But I think see so many podcasts getting done like this as well nowadays. It's bloody technology, Tommy, unbelievable.
Surprised there's no AI, mate. It's not even Tommy you're talking to, it's Timmy, mate.
Fucking
Aye. It's good, man. Definitely, mate. I feel like this is the way podcasting's gone and all, bro. Like, I still love, obviously, in-person podcasts, mate, but I was thinking about this, man, and I was like, because to start with, I think the twos were a wee bit unsure of the idea of this, but when you're listening to a podcast, which I knew more than I did, I used to watch more, you don't fucking know if it's in person or no, so it doesn't, it takes that element away from it, do you know what I mean? If you did prefer it in person, kind of thing.
Aye, you listen, like, how many Chris Williamson podcasts or Joe Rogan's have you actually sat and watched? Because you do them. Like, I always watch a podcast. Sorry, listen to a podcast when I'm out doing something productive. I think that's something that we've always preached. It's good to kill two birds with one stone.
Although what I will say is weird. See people that listen to podcasts training, mate. That's never worked for me. Like focused. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe doing cardio, fine. If you want to stay, fine. But no, I don't think. I don't want to listen to Joe Rogan. Don't want to listen to Joe Rogan talk to me before a big top set on the hammer stand press.
No.
Pepsi Max.
Aye, that's good, mate. But listen, I'm going to make you jealous. It's not quite a jar of that, mate, is it? Blackberry and cherry, 67 Rise and Shine, mate. That's elite, man. Look at the size of that.
Tommy, see, try to find. That's one. I've always. I think I went with the Dr. Dean's one, but it's just not the same as waking up in the morning and pouring yourself a Rise and Shine.
It's no, mate. It's no. I've experimented back here too, mate. I tried different things, but
I think Neil said he could ship me it out. So Neil, let's talk.
The gaffer's hit, mate.
You know, this is something that I said this to Molly the other night. You know, you used to get to people that, like, you ever seen them and they put like stories up online being like, "Hi, is anyone coming out to Dubai soon?" And I used to just look at him and go, "You're just a fucking mad attention seeker, fucking away maker, mate." But no, I am generally going to put up posts saying, "Is anyone coming out to Dubai so they can bring me my Rise and Shine?"
Cunts are going to be hiding you for their stories. Be like, I'm not bumping into that cunt, man. Can I be a bit of Rise and Shine? That's hilarious. What's been happening anyway? Say it again.
Things are good. Obviously, good. We've been chatting a lot, which is,
of course,
expected. But life's good. Obviously, I spoke to a lot of people about moving out here. It's incredible. The place is just phenomenal. But you are obviously going through a process which I'm fully aware of. Like, it's not just like, but maybe back home you would buy yourself you'd maybe get yourself a house, and then you've got the kind of stresses of that. Whereas like you're getting hit with everything here. So it's like moving into a house, trying to get a car sorted, trying to make friends, trying to get your job sorted, trying to start all this. So it's like, it's not overwhelming, but you just need to manage that the best you can. We kind of knew that as we're coming out, but the both of us are loving it. I think that's a huge thing for us. We knew we would. We'd obviously been here so many times, but it's a very good place to be. You meet some incredibly interesting people. Training wheel in front of like bodybuilders that you've maybe looked up to for years, that you've seen on social media. They're all training in similar gyms and that now. So it's a good environment, very good environment. I spoke to my client about that today. Normally it takes people about a year to really settle in. He's like, and they kind of hate their first year. He's like, but you seem to love it. I mean, I do. You know what I mean? I generally do. I think it's really, really good. But I think again, it's that kind of process now of work's so important. We had a wee bit of downtime where the boys came out in December, kind of rightfully so over Christmas. But it's all systems go now into 2026, which I think that's something we've spoke about. Like, you've done incredible the last couple of years, but again, just finding that wee extra gear this year, picking up a wee bit better, higher standards. Obviously, was kind of, I think that's as well, kind of the goals for this year are to be better. I think that's, again, your big thing. You want to be better, you want to push on, you want to build a business, similar to myself. So I mean, it's in a good place. Can't complain. Even when you are doing everything right, sometimes it's just about being in that for the period, and then, as I said, the good things will happen. But yourself, how's everything else been? I know.
Good, mate. Of course, obviously Rachel's pregnant, mate. So that's.
Hey, I'll cheers to that.
Aye, mate, that's really exciting, man. Baby girl on the way, mate. We got engaged at Christmas. That was fun. Mate, everything's good, man. Everything's really good. Training's in a good position. Business wise, with coaching, I'm probably exactly where I need to be, mate. In terms of last year was really good for me because I learned a lot. Obviously, I coached like my first 7-8 months for free, mate. And I learned a lot for that, 100%. And I'm when I stopped doing it and started charging, maybe not regretted it, but I was maybe like, should I have done this for this long, and are people not got to value the service and whatever? But I took so much for it, mate. And it gave me a perspective of what I actually can do and can give somebody to what is probably too much. Which I've carried over into this year even still, mate. Less clients, but in the nicest way, of far more importance in the sense of we're both singing off the same hymn sheet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aye. And there was by coaching for free, I worked with a variety of people now, which has helped a lot, and things like that, mate. I think I said this to you a few months ago. I've decided to stick with just guys now. Just because I can't fully say I totally understand what I need to do to help a woman in terms of coaching and stuff like that. Aye. I made that decision, mate. And what else? Mate, I'm happy with where it's at. I'm happy in terms of how it's gone. In that sense of things, I think we'll speak a wee bit later, a wee bit more about pregnancy and obviously becoming a father again, mate, and all the rest of it. So it's exciting, mate. It's good, man. Obviously, I've spoke about this in the podcast previous before. Like, moving into the house was a pure stress. Now that that's done, it's like, because that was, honestly, man, like, you think deadlift fry your central nervous system, mate. This was, I mean, you know yourself. You've moved abroad and done it. You totally understand it, mate. So you do. But just,
I think it's to give a bit of value back to everybody listening. That's always something to consider. And I think we spoke about this about the time when you were moving house, and I had a couple of clients before, and were a bit like, we'd done some of the visualisation reflection in last year, and it was a wee bit hard on themselves, which, again, I appreciate. I like high standards, but these things are very damning. Like, no damn, but they take a lot out of you. It's a big thing that you've worked all your life for, to put money by, to get a mortgage, or whatever it is. So you sometimes need to just go, right, I just had to divert my energy in that direction for a while. Training was there, but it maybe wasn't as efficient as it could possibly be, but everything's a wee bit like stages. So if you've gained if you've gained more clients, if you've gained a house, a relationship, whatever it may be, like, sometimes things have to get put down. You can pick them back up. It's just making sure you pick up the right things. If somebody comes to me and says, I've been partying, I've been doing this, I would argue you've picked up the wrong things, and that's why you feel like shit. If you can then gain things for your future, all the positives that we always kind of reinforce, then it's not always bad. That's something you can do, and like, you just reevaluate things and go again. There's a wee bit more calmness now with yourself, where you can actually say, look, I'm in the house, I'm settled, I'm doing what I need to do. Now I can start to push the training back up.
Aye, absolutely, mate.
Maturity as well. But I think today, obviously, we want to go over me being in Dubai, obviously I'm training for a marathon, which we've spoke about. You've got questions you want to go. We want to talk about kind of fatherhood and that as well. Just a general more kind of chit chat. People as well coming into January, where we see it every year, that kind of drop off of what happens to people, where they end up. So I think it's something as well. I was very aware of it. I think I said to myself this year I'm going to try and be as not brutal, but as honest as I possibly can. So I've done a couple of posts just talking about like, look, you know that motivation isn't enough, and I hate that. See that post like I don't need motivation, I need discipline. Fucking give that one a buy now, coaches. Like, and that has been rinsed more than anyone. But what you do need is answers to be more disciplined. So I'd like to get both our insights today on what makes you disciplined, what makes you train for 12 months of the year versus somebody that's just going to think, oh, January, February, and I'm done. Because we all know that you play the long game, the good things happen.
Absolutely, mate. Aye. I have seen, obviously, there's that increase in the gym, mate. I've been training the way that it works now. I have set shifts and stuff at work now. Again, something else we can touch on, mate. That's great. I love being party pit stop and that, mate. It's been brilliant, a great opportunity and stuff for me, mate. Loads of room to grow and stuff like that. But now having set shifts there, I'm able to create a training routine, which I never had much of last year. Like, I did, but now it's like in stone. These are the days, these are the times, blah, blah, blah. So, I've been seeing the gym at the same time, which is like, I'm in there for like the back of 6, mate. And I'm just taking my time warming up, doing my thing, blah, blah, blah. And the gym has been busy, man. Like, really busy at that time, which is fucking great to see. But in December, the gym at that time it's the same guys, mate, do you know what I mean? It's the PTs that work year round, that are good at their job, that are in the gym PTing. It's the same guys and girls that are training the 12 months of the year. And I said this at the start of December, I done it not last year, I done it 2024 and I done it last year. I love training in December, mate, because I just feel like everybody's spirit is higher. I already love my training year round. It doesn't get to December and I think, shit. Did I have a bit more food? Definitely. I put it to good use. Like, I had the fun with it. I feel like that got rinsed in. Oh man, see the Instagram post and it's like, putting my Christmas dinner to use. And it's somebody doing a bench press. Like, fuck off. I fucking done my nothing, mate. I just kept seeing it. It was like, get away, man. But enjoyment, I think this is something I've always said, mate. It's something you created and installed in me right in the beginning. It's something I've carried all through my time of training, is being able to enjoy training. Like, creating something that you actually look forward to doing. And that's, again, for new people, mate, coming into it, I said this last year, it doesn't need to be lifting weights, man. Like, there's more than ever, there's a fitness community fucking everywhere, mate. Everywhere. Especially, I can imagine where you are from an outsider looking in at Dubai, it seems to be that the fitness community is such a massive part of that.
Mate, I knew it for kind of being back and forth here, but now I'm actually working in an environment. Bodybuilding is just massive out here. But like, equally, everything's massive. There's a huge CrossFit community, there's a huge High Rocks community, there's boxing communities. It's just, fitness is just the forefront of everything. And I think you do have people out here that are that kind of more kind of higher performing. They all do something. Like, they all run, or it doesn't have to be that they're in pushing big heavy weights about. But there's this trend that I've seen with everybody that does really well out here, is that they keep themselves fit. And it's like, and that, again, just establishing routine, doing something that they, even if they don't enjoy it too much, they carry that into their day. I know you always said this, like, find something that can benefit your life. It doesn't have to be lifting weights. I personally, for me, I'm a huge advocate of it. But I do agree, it doesn't have to be. It just has to make you a better person through your day. And if it does, absolutely do it. Will it be hard? Will it be a bit of a struggle some days? Aye, 100%. But the bodybuilding scene is massive out here. Something that I was so refreshing for me because you know that I am somebody that's very open to like all different, like just different ways of training. We've done podcasts on this, like just my way works and it's the only way. See if you think that way, come out here and
Aye.
watch some of the monsters train, watch some of the athletes train, watch some of the very high standard that people train, and you'll quickly learn that that's not the case. Very small-minded mentality, and how much this might be controversial to say. I feel that's a thing back in the UK. If you
It's every.
if you don't do it my way, then you're wrong. I'm not the first time I've said that. I've said this in the podcast before, but really, you come out here and you see some of the, like the physiques and you hang me and you go, is the form questionable? Maybe. Who the fuck am I? They look incredible. They're bodybuilders, they're big lumps of guys, or whatever it is. It's and I think a big part of here as well, Tommy, is like people are too busy. Like people are too busy to bitch. I've noticed that since I've got here. However they want to get after it, they get after it. They've not got time to stop and go, oh well, you do 4 sets of 10 and he does 2 sets and that's no up to like fucking give me a break. I mean, it's just like you see that for everything. It's like whether they're how they approach their business, how they approach their training, how they approach their life. It all works, and I think what we always enforce was that just stick to the long term, find out what you half enjoy, and good comes to it. I mean, fucking look at you, look at it's changed your life. I mean, you've got
100%.
things that you look back in your training. Oh, could have maybe done that a wee bit more efficiently. Could have done this. Could have done that. But see, the harsh reality is, you don't give a fuck now because it's got you where you've got you. I mean, like, so
Mate, like that, I couldn't. I had that thought, mate, a few weeks past, and that was my exact outcome on it. Genuinely, mate, I really mean that. I'm not just saying that to agree. Like, I could have went this way about a certain movement, or I probably could have done this better, and blah blah blah. But I'm here now. Like that's it. So it doesn't fucking matter what happened, and I think that goes for. That may be harsh and maybe not very understanding, but I believe that's the way that you coached me. That's the way that I am as a person, is that a spade is a spade. Sometimes it takes a bit more of that to get through to me. But see whatever's happened, that's then, mate. I just can't. Me as a person now can't live with that, mate. I don't think about what happened then because it's fucking done. So just what we got to do next? Like, what's the next plan? Where does the podcast go? Where does training go? Where does business go? Like that's all I keep saying to myself, mate. I don't even need to. I don't need to think to remind myself I need to be thinking like that because that's just my thought process now. That's just the way it is, mate. So I think more than the physical change of what training's done for me, mate, the mental change. The physical change, actually, don't take that away because it's not only just about losing weight, it has to do with actual physical strength in the sense of if someone asks me, can I do something? My answer used to be no, but because I changed my life, it can now be yes. Something stupid, like do you want to go a walk round the park? Which I wasn't capable of doing because I never had the physical ability to do it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, and that's
I seen a person.
just net positives. What you're saying there, sorry.
Sorry, 2 wee seconds. Somebody just chat my door, man. He's getting an insight at the back of my door.
That's something that I've been thinking about it the last couple of weeks, mate. Probably something to talk about on here is like, and it's something that probably relates to you.
Mm-hmm.
See, when it comes to your goals, and this sounds maybe a wee bit harsh, but whatever you set them out, and this is why I think goals should be realistic. See, in 5 years' time, goals don't care about what happened, what excuses you had, whatever it was. It will simply be, I achieved that, but I didn't. Everything else in between is irrelevant. It means nothing in terms of when we just look at it as it is. So you can be the one that looks back and goes, well, there's Tommy. There's the guy that always nearly tried. They always nearly got there. And then you can go, well, actually, I achieved that. I got somewhere with my goals rather than that happened to me. That's why I didn't get it at that time. And that just becomes a personality trait. So I think, again, it relates back to aye, your goals should be realistic. But when it's all said and done, you fucking get them and you don't. Like, that's it.
Aye.
This is
You're
why
right.
I'm quite an advocate on that. Don't shout too much, that you don't over leverage yourself, because one, it creates quite a bad relationship with yourself over time. Two, you're putting that out to the world. You keep shouting out, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Realistically, you've done fuck all. I mean, you've done nothing. So why not just pull things back a bit, start to build a bit of momentum, and then all of a sudden, like you've become somebody that when you say something, it's more tipped in the scale of I'm going to make that happen, like that, rather than the other talk. That's the harsh reality of your goals. And again, nobody really cares. In 5 years' time, it'll be I got it or I didn't.
Yep. Nah, you're right, mate. Do you know what? I heard that for. I wonder if you'll see it. I heard that from a gaffer years ago that didn't really like me. Whether she admits that or not, she didn't like me. But she had every reason not to like me because who I was then. But obviously, I was still raging. Like, I was still like. And funnily enough, it was about training. So it was, mate, because I remember telling her I'm going to start going to the gym, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. She said to me, like, this year will pass whether you date or you don't date, kind of thing. Which is so general, mate, and such a basic piece of information, but look deeper into it, it's so true, mate. It's so true. You either did do it or you didn't. There's no. I need to live in absolutes now, mate. That's a decision I made for myself.
I see this trend, and it's the people that do really well go off very basic information. The people that do poorly try and look for the most complicated reason. Whereas
That goes in with coaching too, though, doesn't it? Sorry to interrupt. That goes in with coaching, I know.
exactly that, like the people that do really well just do the really boring shit consistently. Whereas the guys that are looking for some sort of secret antidote keep tripping up because they're looking for something that doesn't exist and they want to avoid this boring work. Whereas I think this year, if you're going to go through this year again dragging your heels and just expecting things to kind of come to you, then you won't. It'll be another year. It'll be a 2025. It'll be a 2024. It'll be this year of just not achieving anything. And that over time is so damaging, I think, as a guy, because you inherently become somebody that people look at and go, I don't even trust you to make a good decision here because everything you say, you let yourself down, which is probably something where we started each other, you were in a position of, but that comes to just those wee micromanagement, because day by day you build a bit of rapport against yourself. But it's also going to emphasise that never really goes away, because if you're somebody that's becoming better and better, you're always trying to raise the bar. But you just need to raise it well enough that it doesn't make you fucking lose that faith in yourself. I think there's people that start make it simple, and it's something that we keep saying, and there's a reason why we keep saying it, because it fucking works, and it's no glamorous, and it's no, I mean, it's no the fucking fancy peptide or the whatever it is that's going to fix you. It's just going to the gym or just reaching your goal or doing something that's a wee bit more beneficial to your life rather than hindering it.
There's definitely beauty and simplicity, mate. Like, there's no doubt about it. It's the same thing with the whole imperfection thing, how imperfection is probably better than ever being perfect because there's always room to improve and you can always do more and you always have more goals to chase and everything else. But to talk about, like, simplifying things, even the guy, like, obviously, just to pull it back to our roots, if you will, a wee bit, in the sense of training and bodybuilding / that style of training, the guy who has the basic split, mate, who eats the basic food, who does the basic things, always ends up performing the best, always ends up looking the best, always ends up feeling the best, because they do the quote-unquote boring stuff every day to get there. That's where discipline is, that's where improvement is. Like, it's no... So aye, the person that does all the simple things, mate, is always the person that ends up, like, winning, essentially. It's always the person that ends up getting the most out what they're trying to do, mate, because they've kept it achievable. That's one of my goals this year, mate, is not to over-promise and underachieve. I nearly said under-promise and overachieve. That's what I nearly said. That's one of my goals this year, mate, because that's something that I'm hate for. I can be bad for doing that. Stuff as basic as being completely honest and transparent in every situation, just approaching it head on, whether the outcome's good or no. That's something that I need to be better at. And just like, obviously there's a lot more to that, because obviously the baby coming and stuff like that too. There's hundreds of things in my mind in that sense, mate. But it's a great position to be in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In comparison to what it was. But aye, man, the gyms look insane, mate. The gyms look absolutely crazy out there.
It's like, mate, one thing about the place is they do things very, very well. Training obviously a good standard. I've been PTing at Muscle Hut. Online's been busy as well, so it's got a good balance with there. The equipment in Muscle Hut again, like I spoke to you about this, like, I think we were spoiled the last 4 or 5 years in Glasgow. I feel some people maybe didn't appreciate it the way that they should, but for just a community kind of Lanarkshire area to have those gyms that we have available, and it's not the people that I take for granted, but like that, like you move out here and it's similar standard. One of the richest places in the world. Like, it makes me go, Jesus Christ, guys like John Paul and Ross, the other gyms like Muscle Hut, really, really did the best of the best is in Glasgow. Do you know what I mean? You're getting all the best bits of kit. How do you know it? All the best places out here are doing the same. That like it's as I said, you're spoiled. I'm majorly spoiled out here as well now. I think what the gyms do well out here, like, proper experience. Do you know what I mean? You're going in and there's everything, cafes and hot tubs and saunas, steam rooms. But you're talking, it's not like going down to David Lloyd and you're sitting with your fucking flip-flop. It's like you're going out and it's like sitting in a beach club after you've trained chest. You're walking about like that. Oh, I'm fucking brilliant. But it's it's a good place. It's very, very good. I quickly feel it. Obviously, Glasgow has always been my home. I've got used there. My family and that there. It feels good here. I think me and Molly, we really have worked, and I had a lot of people maybe say, "Oh, would it be like to move out?" or anything like that. The colour of me, I've not even got a tan because all you do is work. It's a place that you come. People see the side of Dubai where you go and you go down these nice beach clubs and you do this, and that is an aspect of it, but you're also in the most competitive environment in the world. Like the best of every industry is here. People are working 7 days a week, non-stop. Like, you have to be willing to do that as well if you come live here, and you have to be willing to see it through. We spoke about this before, like the comparison thing. Like, you're in an atmosphere here where, one, I think you understand it once you've got access, or like you can see a level of wealth that does not exist in Britain. Mm-hmm. It's like money that you just can't comprehend. It's like next level.
Yep.
I've never had or seen, and I've got some mates that do really, really well for themselves and got really successful business, but you've got billionaires here, and I think the most billionaires in the world are in Dubai. The access to the wealth is incredible. It tells you that there's a work ethic with that. But you need to get your head around all that, and I think something about me and Molly, and it probably again relates back to fitness, was like, just do your own thing. Like, it's very easy to come out here and compare your page 1 to somebody's page 50 or a chapter that you're not on, or you might never be on. All you can do is focus on what you've got available. And what I've got available is an amazing partner, a huge opportunity, great clients, great friends, great support group. And that's the best thing you can do with this. Like, I think it'd be very easy to come out here and go, "Oh, I've not got this and I've not got that." I would emphasize, if you are, and this is something that again, you want to come here and work and do your thing. I think if you are an insecure person or you've not got your shit together, this place will chew you up and throw you away. Like, it's just, if you're not on the road if you're not, I think, kind of fully aware of who you are, like, you've no chance here. You will never be happy. I think it's a place for people that keep getting better. I mean, so if you're like this whole like, why have I not got this mentality or whatever it is, like, you're rewarded for working hard here. I think
Which should be the case everywhere, to be honest with you, mate.
because nothing's like, they want the best of the best. They want to see everything going well. That's something that you've got to reach that standard if you want to live here. Something that's massive for me, mate, and it really kind of settled with me. The other night, something kind of happened to me. Whereas, like, people say that Dubai is expensive, and it can be. It is. The way I view it is, you're not just paying £12 for a pint of Peroni down at a beach club, or whatever it is. You're paying for a level of safety. You're paying for a level of service. You're paying for a full lifestyle here. I was walking down the street with Molly the other day. Like, Tommy, you're a bit like me. I am a very protective person. Like, it's come through me, like, looking after my mum and stuff, and I'm very protective over Molly as well. And that's something that I openly say, and I'm proud of. I think if you're not like this, then probably not my kind of person. This guy's approaching me, and I'm like, he's got a hood up, and he was maybe about 20 metres away. If I'm back home, I'm ready to go there. I think you're a bit like that as well. Something could happen here, and it's just, that's the thing here. It's just a guy with his hood up, and I can actually relax here. And I can say that to myself. Yes, life's more expensive, but I'm paying for that feeling of going, nothing's going to happen.
Right.
There's no, like, nothing. It's the other week, I can put her in a taxi and go to my bed, and absolutely fine, and she'll get in at night. Do you know what I mean? Whereas that's not a case back home. I need to get up at my bed at 3-4 in the morning to go pick her up, just because I know some of the stuff that goes back on and what's happening. I know that's getting all political. We don't want to do that here, but you're rewarded for working hard. Something that it's massive for me here is I can relax. The place is so safe, it's so efficient, it's ran so well, and you're actually wanted here. People that are really, really good at their job are clapped and applauded for and rewarded. So that's something that, again, if you have to be able to reach that standard. But I've kind of, how long have we spoke about this? Like, if I came here maybe 5 years, I probably would have been home by now. 5 years ago, I'd have been home by now. But I wasn't capable of performing at this level. I wasn't sure enough about myself. We've all got a pretty plan in our head, but you have to be the right version to go and execute it. Again, similar to your goals, like, you have to be the person. If you're shouting, "I want this in my life," you have to turn up as that person. Whereas, like, right now, me and Molly are very capable of turning up and aiming for this better life that we're building on. And it's good. We've obviously been training for this marathon. That's something. I don't know why I'm doing that. For a start, obviously I signed up Molly to do it, and she was a bit like, "Why have you done that?" Mate, she done a 25k the other day, and I'm like she was
insane, right, man. That's insane.
That was her just coming out of Christmas. I think she's done 2 long runs. She's ran a wee bit before. Mate, incredible. I'm like, fucking Irishman woman, brilliant. So I think we've obviously been focused on that. Work's been busy. Work's been good. Settling in well. The marathon training is different. I think it's a hard. You've done that. You went for that ultra marathon you and Dale.
Daft that, mate. That was. But it was. It's fucking.
How hard was it running under pain?
Oh, mate, horrendous, man. Horrendous.
I do enjoy. I think it's amazing. Like, it's a really, really mental battle that I like. But if you go and train legs, you go and do the pain's over quite relatively quickly.
The pain's over when you re-rack the fucking weight, mate. Like, it's gone, and it's like,
There's think of training your legs with Ronnie Coleman and then getting told, you need to go and run a 40k. Like, that's what that feels like. It's that, like, oh. But,
Nah, I don't. I'm mega, mega, mega proud of the two of yous, mate, and you know that anyway. I have, like, it's one of the ones, mate. I get other people might not be too sure of it, but I know who you are and how fit you are, and I know also how determined you are to do things. So I'm not going to be surprised if you squish this, even though it's been a ridiculous challenge to get you there. It's just almost, I guess it's a high standard thing that I hold you to, knowing fine well that, like, what you're capable of doing in that sense. It doesn't take anything away from the fact, though, that you've moved to one of the hottest countries in the world and just decided to go to a marathon. Like, I feel like that into the bargain is the, what the fuck? Because from what I've heard anyway, people that are coming over are like, mate, I can't even walk that far because I'm goosed kind of thing, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I can imagine.
it's good well just now. I think a big part of me. I've obviously done bodybuilding. I've done the shows. I quite like the idea of doing something that. How many people do I know that have ran a marathon and done bodybuilding shows? I think like the percentage of people who have even completed marathons is like 0.1% of the world population. It's a very small fraction. And I think I obviously came online and shouted, I'm going to do this. And I still, until I've done it, I've not done it. Marathon running is like, you can't just turn up and do a marathon. Do you know what I mean? It's like intense. See the guys that do them, like incredible athletes. I mean, like very, very good. And it's to the point where I'm fit and I'm capable, but I would be very happy just to finish this marathon. Like that's how hard this is. What I've probably done in my favour is see me starting boxing a few years ago. So for my fitness, so thing as well, we just try to doing the conditioning classes and that. It's got a good carryover. It teaches you how to work under an element of kind of aerobic stress. I don't think if I'd done just sheer bodybuilding, my body would be able to do it. I just maybe I could, but a big thing with this is what does bodybuilding lack? Everything's quite straightforward, back and forth. Like so, bodybuilding and running don't go close together at all because our bodies are just so different. Whereas because I've done a lot of the rotational work, done the stuff with John Paul and Matthew, and we went down the course with Chris Knott. I started looking at things a wee bit more differently then and go, right, what do I lack? I lack rotational. If I'd done boxing, that would give that back. Doing stuff like I'm big on movement, or just like mobility stuff and that as well. So I think like that has allowed me to actually go and do this marathon, or at least train for it. See, if I just done straight up bodybuilding, I don't think I would have been able to do it.
You're just moving things from point A to B into bodybuilding. That's the majority of the training is that, like, pulling from here to there or pressing from here to here or like that sort of thing. Whereas there's so much more to the way that you would need to train for a marathon, mate. So it is mental that you've done both at what you would call a competitive level. Aye, because you've definitely competed in bodybuilding, but I assume doing a marathon, there's got to be numbers there that people want to compete with. So but obviously, I think you've got the right attitude getting into that. Just looking at like finishing the marathon, like
I just enjoy it. I said that I've not told her that yet. Obviously, Molly's doing it with me. I signed her up for this, so if I've been doing this when I've been running, I've been like leaving her, and like the last 500 meters, 600 meters, purposely leaving her because I want her to learn. This is probably the coach in me rather than being a fucking decent boyfriend. I should probably stay next to his missus. I want her to build that mental kind of capacity of going, right, I'm here and I have to do this myself. So it's just building that wee bit of fortitude. The day of the marathon, I will not cross that finish line until she's there. I mean, I've made that promise to myself.
Yeah.
Like, we're in it together. I don't care if she's half an hour before. I'll run with her. I mean, so there's no I'll probably let her cross the line first. She'll probably beat me. That's probably the harsh reality. She'll probably just tank us. But it's that we signed up together. We moved out here together. It's
Yep.
I think a big part of it, and I've not spoke too much about this. We're going to do a podcast on this in the following time. I made the decision in the middle of the year to come off all PEDs, and I went through that process. I get my body back in check. Know that I was mad big on taking performance enhancements, but the shows that I'd done required me taking steroids and performance enhancement drugs. I want to do something to prove to myself that I do not need these. So that's why the marathon was my thing. Like, can you really perform without? And we'll talk about a bit more in depth in that. Like, if I do this, I'm proving that it's nothing to do with the drugs. It's everything to do with this up here, and that's the most powerful thing I have. So for me to finish that, it's not just, oh, Tony did a marathon. It's huge for me because it says, right, Tony, you're actually more than just. You don't need these things. You've used them, and we all know that they're there as tools. But for me to get away from that, I had to throw myself in a major deep end. Molly's probably upset that I brought dragged her in the deep end with me. But I'll come out this going like that, Tony, you're actually capable. You can do something that is fucking madness, and you don't need those things. We'll do the podcast, and I think that's something to touch on. The amount of people that maybe feel that they need PEDs to feel a certain way, to look a certain way, to be accepted in a certain way. I think I've proved myself over the last 7 months that you don't, and it's probably the best I've ever felt in my life from stepping away. So that's a hot topic to go over.
It's going to be a very interesting one, mate. I think we said we would cover that. We would cover some of the new wave of the peptide hype, which has been building over the last few months, mate, which is absolutely covering my Instagram feed. As you can imagine, my Instagram feed is really just training, weightlifting, bodybuilding, so it's just fucking every time I open my phone, it's that. But that's more reason than anything else in the world, mate. It's obviously we'll go into more detail. I don't credit anything you've ever done to really do with any of that because I actually understand what they are, the usage and whatnot. But
yeah, bodybuilding, you're going to do these things.
Yeah.
Unless it's natural, but I made that decision.
Yeah, but again, it's like that's it, mate. That's it, 100%. Like there's a conversation to be had there. The thing is, we could start talking on this and we could speak on this for a full podcast following that, but we will save it for that podcast. I feel like people will be excited to listen to it. I'm sure there'll be a few controversial topics in there too, mate. So it'll be good for that, mate. But that'll be excellent. When is it? What's the date of the marathon?
1st of February. So I've got my big long run this weekend. If I do that, I'm going to taper off maybe about 14 days before. So what I do is I do a 32k run this week. The marathon's 41. If I can hit that 32, I will maybe do an 18 next week, and then there's no more long runs. So you have about 7-8 days of recovery. Nothing at all when it's race day. But the main ones are Saturday. That's that Pepsi Max fucking fucking us up. The main one is Sunday. If we can hit the 32, you need 9k after that and you're performed. So I think the big thing is, again, a bit like bodybuilding, mate, or just around training. I done a half marathon the week before. I was dying because I didn't rest well. I didn't use my gels, and I ran a wee bit later. So it was piping hot, and it was like, mate, it was horrible. And I done that 25k on Sunday there, and it was fine. I'm just like, it's like just preparation. That's something that I don't care if you're a bodybuilder, fucking building a business, running a marathon. Preparation is everything, everything. And even when somebody like me who isn't, I'm kind of pissing into the wind a wee bit. Preparation is so much more important. But you have to give yourself some sort of advantage when you don't have maybe the talent or the natural the natural talent to do it. I'm a big fucking daft lump who's bodybuilded for 12 years. I can't afford not to be getting a good sleep. I can't afford not to be making
Oh, you
sure
can't.
my stuff's all packed. I'm keeping stress low. These things are all vital for me. I have to do that. It's the same where if you're starting out with your training, you can't afford not to, one, keep it simple, but two, like, do things with as less stress as possible. Like, it's hard enough.
1,000%.
Don't put it on you. Speaking of stress, something I want to go over: fatherhood.
Oh, I know. Fuck, man. Buzzing, mate. Really excited.
You are
Obviously.
outnumbered in that house, son.
Oh, bro. I know. There's me and Naz, mate, and then there's got to be fucking Huey, Louie, and Dewey, mate. It'll be chaos, man. So it will. But it'll be great fun, mate. I'm our fucking buzzing, mate. Proper excited. Not taking things for granted, like a good sleep the now, mate. Like my sleep has been pristine right now. Andrew Huberman, mate, would love to do a few tests on me. My sleep has been on the butt, mate. I'm waking up for texts, for people texting me at 9:30 because I'm out, mate. So it's good, man. But exciting times, definitely. Say it again.
Still using the night.
Aye, every night, mate. I use night, and I use this new thing actually. It's called. I'm saying new. It's just a supplement that we've now stocked at Pit Stop. It's from Engineered Muscles range. And it's called Turbo Dreams, mate. Excellent. Full night, half a serving of Turbo Dreams, mate. You're out like a light, mate. So you're out. So aye,
Do you know
using that, mate.
Light?
Say it again.
Casey put you a little light.
Aye, definitely. Aye, there's an easier way to do it, mate. Definitely. But aye, I'm excited, mate. Preparation with that, everything's kind of good, mate. We've got everything sorted, I think, man. Obviously still a wee bit to go, mate. Baby's not due until May time, so just appreciating the next few months, mate, and kind of not taking things for granted. And I'm obviously majorly excited, mate. I'm absolutely buzzing, as is like my mum and dad and Rachel's mum and dad. Obviously, Rachel's ecstatic, mate. It's the topic of conversation every day, as expected, mate. But it's great, mate. Aye, it's good, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I also feel, and I didn't know if I would feel this way or no, but I feel like I'm ready to do that now. Obviously being in Charlotte's life for quite some time, mate. She's taught me so much, mate. Like, and it is mental saying that, but like so much about my life. And I feel like I can now carry that over, get into it with a bit of experience. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting into that. I'm not going in blindly. Like thinking I'll do a day. Like, quite a confident person as is, but definitely, like, I'm assured that everything's got to be good, man. Everything's got to be exciting. Obviously, Rachel's obviously walks dogs and has the field and whatever else and blah blah blah. So she's still active as can be, mate. I'm trying to encourage a bit of rest, but I don't think that'll happen. But I can only just thank God that everybody's healthy and everybody's happy and everything's going the way it is. There's just aye, it's mental, mate. It's mental. If you said to me a couple of years ago, it's like everything just keeps hitting. If this was a story, if like this was a game, if you told me the start of the game, this is where I'd end up right now, I would be like, whoa, like everything's just progressing bit by bit, but it's gone. Say it again.
Platinum edition.
Aye, it's just like building and building and building, mate. Just happy to be able to like be lucky enough, mate, to have a baby and everything else. Then obviously me and Rachel got to get engaged, stuff like that. That was really exciting, mate. That was really fun and all. Sealed the deal with that, mate. Was nervous, mate. I'd like obviously spoke back and forth to mum and dad and everything about it, but when I'd went down to ask her dad, like her auntie and uncle were in, and I was just stood in the living room, I was like, I was like, this is pressure that I've never felt before. I was like, oh no, but thankfully everything went all right, mate. So
good, mate.
Done that
You
in
deserve
Christmas.
it. I think there's an element of there is luck. Do you know what I mean? There's God's timing. There's all these things as well. But there's also a trail back to that decision you made to say, I don't want to live like this.
Yep. I mean, 100%, definitely. It sounds extreme, but there's zero doubt in that.
Also, you can always tail back and see what, even if it's a bad decision, you can always go back and go, right, that was my point there, I should have done better. So give yourself a pat on the back, because the life you've built this life for yourself, and if you didn't, the family that you're building wouldn't be there. I mean, you wouldn't have had
I know.
because
I know.
you've raised your standards and you've been given things to suit those standards. And that's something that you have to always give yourself a pat on the back for. I think that's.
I do look back at it, mate, and I do look back at the decisions. Probably, I feel like as humans, you do this anyway, but I do look back at the decisions where I could have been like, I could have done better there, or I could have done this, that, next thing, and you probably overlook the times when you made the decision that led me to where I'm on now. On both ends of it, I think they're equally as important. You do need to pat yourself on the back, you also do need to go, do you know what? Should have handled that better, should have done that better, should maybe have. Sometimes it's doing something, sometimes it's doing nothing. Just making the right decisions. Do you know what I mean? Again, another thing this year that, like, my New Year's resolutions are really, really boring, mate. I don't tend to make New Year's resolutions either, but there's just a lot of things I feel like at New Year coming into this year, because it is probably going to be the biggest year of my life, that I had to be assured on, that were underlying, and maybe there was a bit of insecurity with them. Things like decision making, it needs to be, I'm making this decision for the benefit of me and my family, regardless to how it pans out, which is things in the past that I can honestly say I have avoided. Where things like being honest with that, being honest with my training, being honest with my business, like all these things, mate, because like everything else we've spoke about already today, if you want everything to grow, if you want it to go in the right path, you need to simplify it, you need to do the right thing, and you need to be honest with yourself. There's no point in kidding yourself on with it, which I feel is a trait that I'm still learning to get rid of, because with some things I'm maybe just a bit optimistic, and I'm like, no, I can do X, Y, Z in a day, where it's like, hand on the shoulder and relax, like, let's just do the important things first and worry about that later, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I feel like hell about it.
Spoke to, again, something that probably relates back to something I got really good at a couple of years ago. Was like, somebody asked me a question before, dropped in a call, like, how do you help with comparison? And I'm like, we spoke about this before, like, obviously I could move out here. There's so many people you can compare yourself to. Like, the level of wealth, the physiques, everything you can compare yourself to. But for that, if you do that, you open up a life of misery, because it's in your face here, like it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Whereas, one, I think you should take that as a reason to work harder. I think it's a reason for you to do better. Accept that you are in a process that isn't just given to you. It's going to take a bit of time to work towards. Probably similar to these people they've done the work. But I think a big thing as well that we spoke about before, and I think it was Jimmy Carr who spoke about it, is you can't just take people's good points. You have to take everything else with it. And
yes,
when you do that, you sometimes go, oh, I wouldn't actually want their life, but more importantly, you have to give up all the good that you have in your life to take it. So I would need to give up my amazing partner. I would need to give up my mum. I would need to give up my friends to say that I want this thing that's in front of me now, this shiny object. And when you start looking at things like that, even out here, there's not one person in this world, there's not one person in Dubai whose life I want, because I'm happy with building my own life. And that's something I think you are. Because you made that decision to start building a life for you, you're at one way, you're happy with it, you thank God for it, because it's brought so much good in, and to scream that you want other people's things that they've worked for, even if they haven't worked for them, you would have to let go of all the goods, you would have to let go of all the amazing people that have came and helped you and made you who you are. So I think that's something to always remember, because comparison, so it'll never, like, we go on social media, we go and look at things, you go, oh, he's got this, and how that I've been working hard, and it's just relates back to, it's just not your time. Keep working, but be happy within that, because you've got so much to be happy about. and I guarantee as well, I'll tell you a couple of stories and you'll appreciate you've got that wee bit more. Well, no, as I say, mate, I'm proud of you. I really am proud of how much you've come on in life, how much you're progressing, the man you've become. It's good. I'm looking forward to seeing you when we come. Either I'll be back or you'll be out here. So it's all happening.
Guy, man, a big credits to you for that, mate, because I think we've said this before. That's the decision of, and this might sound dramatic and maybe a bit like we're pushing some sort of business towards us. I really know that's what a coach can do to your life, because that's what me and you started doing. It was coaching client. That's what it was, but that it just shows you, mate. It's not always about physique. It's not always about getting in shape for a holiday. It's not always about that.
Yeah,
there can be a lot more to it.
You can take from coaching whatever you want, and there's no right or wrong. I mean, it's just what suits your life. There's a perfect example of it. When somebody comes into your life that makes it better, then these are the things that can happen. And it's no that they're doing the work for you. It's not they're just putting an arm on you some days and going, keep going, pal, keep fucking going. There's good that can happen here. And like you've seen yourself, I put a post up the other day just thanking Ross.
Yep.
I've moved. Obviously, I'm doing. Doesn't make sense for us to. Well, I'm doing the marathon and everything else, but doesn't mean he's not an incredible coach. I mean, and I think that's
no, of course,
and without him and the piece of the puzzle that he played, I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have been able to coach you to the standard that I coach you. I wouldn't be able to do photo shoots or competed on stages. So you've got to appreciate. I think that's just a big whole thing around it. I put a thing up in a story after it. Seen a lot of people I've seen that like don't slag their coach, but just all of a sudden start looking down on them because they've got a new fancy coach, and I'm just a bit like, should you be doing that, pal? Should that be you? You get a lot of people that are really bitchy about it.
I just think that's so wrong, mate.
The coach becomes the best thing, like, and it's I think it's always like I said that in the story. Somebody enhances your life, don't forget them.
No,
and that's something that you've enhanced my life. I've enhanced your life, and that why I think good will keep coming to us because we never forget that. I think that's something that we're good at. There's a reason why.
It's like the hand that fed you, mate. You don't. It's just something you don't do that. You would never, especially something like that. I see it too with coaches. I know, though. I see it online, mate, and it's bad, mate. You'll know yourself, mate. Especially within bodybuilding, like it's fucking rife, man, because there's so much emotion and whatever else and blah blah blah. And
a test. He's not a test.
Aye, that is it. Aye, there's so much fucking test that things get too high. Aye, mate, you're so right, 100%, man.
Different stages. People evolve through them. I mean, but as you go through, like, you wouldn't have reached that stage if people didn't help you. Do you know what I mean? Or you didn't invest in somebody or put in the right direction. And everything's an inherent lesson. So,
yep.
Aye, that's just that was a rabble there. I don't think there's anything else to go over the day. I think
That's not. I don't think, man. I'm kind of happy with what we've covered. I'm sure everybody listening took a good bit of value for the podcast and stuff today. I know, man. It's really good. Class podcasting. What's that?
It's a Garmin. Runners use them.
Is it?
Aye.
Oh, Nice.
I'm at a Power Ranger before I go out today, man. It's fucking great.
You've swapped your straps for a Garmin, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, what a guy. Nah, you've not at all. You're still fucking lifting weight, mate. You're still shifting timber, man.
I spoke about this, I think I had a post on it. Like, I am somebody, and I think I'm seeing this more now.
Mm-hmm.
I done a post on it maybe about a year ago, talking about at one point in your life, bodybuilding won't be enough. I think I maybe spoke about the podcast before, like pushing just for aesthetic reasons, something else will start creeping in. It happens at, I don't think it's maybe like 28 to 30, a few guys go, no, they actually want to feel capable. So you're actually seeing quite a lot of guys that are maybe now trying box and trying to be fitter rather than looking fit. Like this whole I want to feel capable
Yes.
situation. That is something, I don't know where I was going to go with that, Tommy, but that's something that I've been trying to kind of.
Well, it ties into what you were saying. It ties into what I'm saying about you still lifting weights and stuff like that. Like you
Sorry,
do.
Tommy, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Aye.
You're seeing a lot of this now.
Aye.
Which I love seeing. I like people trying different things, but it also relating back to the weights. Weights is what gets you in shape, and there's no two ways about it. Weights gets you in shape. I mean, and bodybuilders are the most efficient way of doing it. So if you are somebody who's starting and you are seeing all these different things to go and do, I think a big part as well is just, because it's quite simplistic as well, get yourself in shape first. Like, deal with all that, get yourself in shape, get strong, use all the benefits of lifting weights, and then start experimenting things. And that's, if it's for an aesthetic reason, see if you want to be like aesthetically in shape, you have to lift weights. So I think to do that process first, deal with one roadblock, and then other doors start opening. I wouldn't have probably have tried boxing and running and all these other things if I didn't do the bodybuilding first, because it built a level of self-awareness and resilience in myself that I can now say, I could probably try that. I mean, that would make sense.
I feel like, simplifying it this way, I feel like being strong will never, ever detriment your life. Like, in every situation, like, if you can be stronger or fitter, it will never be a negative, no matter what. You'll only gain for that, no matter what it is. So, like, exactly what you're saying in the sense of lifting weights, like that. Obviously, I'm going to advocate for that because that's what I love doing. And you're going to advocate for that because that's what you love doing too. But, like we've said, to tie everything else in, like earlier on the podcast, more than one ways to skin a cat. You can do what you want. You can do the running, you can do the boxing, you can play football, blah, blah, blah. Also, you take a bit of look into any of the guys that you aspire to be in sports, guys or girls. There's a reason all of them do strength and conditioning work. Every one of them. Every single one of them. Do you know what I mean? There's a reason they all lift weights. There's a reason they're all strong.
Even look at Seabum's training now.
I know, it's funky, innit?
I know he's got the medals, you know what I mean, but it's all S&C. It's all to restore a quality of life, you know what I mean, and make him robust, and he's trying to get back to his athlete ways.
Well, there's a lot to be said in the next podcast about that too, because he has took quite a anti-bodybuilding, anti-PED route. Not anti-bodybuilding, but I've seen a lot online. He's been getting a wee bit of stick. There's been comments made that would assume anti-bodybuilding. But it's something to chat about. It's definitely a hot topic for us, and at the moment because I feel like there's a lot of obviously there was plenty before us too. I'm not saying that because we're not really a bodybuilding podcast. We love bodybuilding. We're no any podcast. Yes, fitness, but there's a lot flying about with that now. Especially in the UK, there's a lot of things cropping up, man. So it'd be good to have probably the opposite take on it and see what people think. But aye, mate, buzzing, happy, very, very happy. Is there anything else you want to cover? Anything else you want to get into?
No, I think that's us. I mean, we'll get a wee bit more of a chat. Obviously, I'm out here, finding my feet.
Yep.
We're in this for the long run. We're trying to, similar to yourself, we're building. Like we always say, nothing good's ever given to you. You've got to earn it. Me and Molly, who are so thankful to have here. We're out here doing our thing. You're back there doing yours. A good time, as I say. Very, very good. I think the both of us are doing really well, and that's come from just turning up more times than we didn't want to turn up. I mean, so
absolutely, mate. Well, shout out to the big dogs.
Pit Stop Rise and Shine. Shout out to Riverside.com for providing that for us.
Oh man, and if you're about to do any in-person podcast, shout out to the OGs, Bulletproof Studios, man. And we'll be back here in the summer for a couple, man, when you're back here, the Frog and Toad, mate.
I'm going to be back with my sun. Hopefully I get a suntan in.
With your fucking garment on, mate.
Get old sandals on.
Aye, class, man. Well, next podcast, PD peptides, why you should, why you shouldn't, and a few other bits and bobs.
My personal experience.
Yeah, definitely. So, aye, perfect, mate. It was great chatting, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Okay, my boy. I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Get
Yeah.